Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lovely Fairchild Tropical Garden. My name is Scott Kenworth, and I'll be officiating the ceremony this evening. Now, I'm connected to Alex and Brittney through my son, Andrew. Andrew and Alex have been classmates, surfing buddies, road trip mates, and all-around good friends since high school. And so, my wife, Debbie, and I have gotten to know Alex pretty well over the years. Now, parents never stop worrying about their children, but there is a special kind of worry that happens in the teenage years. The years when peer pressure begins to trump parental guidance and the friendships that your children begin to develop really matter. Debbie has a favorite expression that has since become one of my own. It goes, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." So Debbie and I gave careful attention to the young men with whom our son was associating. And we saw that Alex, who was considerate, kind, caring, intelligent, and funny, was all a parent could hope for in a son's friend. So no need to worry about either of them. Debbie and I met Brittney through Alex, of course, and although we haven't known her long, we found her to be every bit the match for Alex. She's smart, pretty, conscientious, compassionate, loyal, and supportive. I don't know if she was ever a Girl Scout, but given the adventures that Alex has put her through so far, I believe she must have already earned at least one merit badge. So how did these two find each other? Here's what I know. As a freshman at the University of Florida, Alex worked as a security guard for the housing department. One night, as he was making his rounds, he found co-ed Brittney preparing for a chemistry final in the study room of her dorm. He charmed her into sharing a cup of coffee. One cup of coffee, that's all the money he had. Took her for a midnight stroll around campus, and they hit it off. Finals came and went. Brittney went to travel abroad, and the two lost touch. 4 years later, Andrew paid a visit to Alex in Gainesville, and the two decided to go night clubbing. As they negotiated a backdoor entrance to a new club, who should arrive with the same idea but Brittney? They danced the night away and left intrigued with each other, but still non-committal. The universe has a way of being persistent and sometimes poetic, so it wasn't a surprise when only 2 weeks later, Alex and Brittney found themselves face to face at a campus crosswalk. Three's the charm. They've been together ever since. A few months into their dating career, Alex took Brittney to Hawaii for a camping trip. After a 16-mile hike into wilderness with 50-pound backpacks, the two arrived nauseous, exhausted, and soaking wet at the top of the cliff. Alex hadn't met his match. He knew he had found his soulmate, and he told her so. As an aside, I would like to thank the bride and groom for having their wedding here at Fairchild Garden. Debbie and I were sure that we would have to travel by canoe through swamp to a secret underground spring for this ceremony, and thank you for the lovely setting so close to home. So, Alex and Brittney dated for 1.5 years before beginning the always difficult long-distance phase of their relationship. Brittney moved to St. Petersburg to begin medical school, while Alex remained in Gainesville to complete dental school. In the Florida Turnpike, I-4, and their commitment to each other got them through the next 2 years. After graduation, Alex was accepted into Florida's Advanced Education Dental Residency Program in St. Petersburg, and the young couple was finally reunited. They're right where they belong, in a cottage on the beach. When Alex called me, with Brittney's blessing, in early January to ask if I would consider officiating, terrified. Even though I am an elder at Pinecrest Presbyterian Church, I am not ordained to perform marriages. The state of Florida, however, is one of only 3 states in the Union, the others being Maine and South Carolina, that allow notary publics to legally officiate weddings. So, my first order of business was to study, test, and apply for my notary public commission, which I received from the governor on January 21st of this year. I am happy to say that my first official act as notary public for the state of Florida is to officiate the wedding of Alex and Brittney. So, knowing I had an important ceremony over which to preside, I thought it might be a good idea to speak with my pastor, who has had a lot of experience at such occasions. I asked Pastor Jackie for her advice on how best to officiate a wedding ceremony, and she said this: shorter is better. That seemed to be pretty sage advice, and so I will try my best to keep that in mind through the remainder of my introduction. As both friend to the bride and groom and an officiant, I thought it might be appropriate to offer a few words of advice to the young couple concerning love and marriage. So I did what any college-educated person would do when faced with a similar challenge. I Googled the word love, and you wouldn't believe the results I got. Millions of hits about love, emotional, philosophical, existential, religious, and yes, even physical. It was all just a bit too much. So I thought I'd refine my search and ask for famous quotes about love and marriage. That was better. But still, the list went on for 35 pages, and I believe I read them all. So, keeping Pastor Jackie's advice in mind, I'd like to offer just a few of the ones that particularly resonated with me. A few thoughts for the two of you and the rest of us to consider on this lovely occasion. In the interest of time, I'm not going to attribute all of these quotes, but I can. If you're curious, see me after the service, and I will give you the appropriate link. Let's start with what a marriage is and what it isn't. Marriage is not a noun. It's a verb. It isn't something you get. It's something you do. It's the way you love your partner every day. If you want something to last forever, you treat it differently. You shield it, protect it. You never abuse it. You don't expose it to the elements. You don't make it common or ordinary. If it ever becomes tarnished, you lovingly polish it until it gleams like new. It becomes special because you've made it so, and it grows more beautiful and precious as time goes by. A good marriage is that in which each appoints the other guardian of his solitude. Once the realization is accepted that even between the closest human beings, infinite distances continue to exist, a wonderful living side by side can grow up, if they succeed in loving the distance between them, which makes it possible for each to see the other whole and against the wide sky. While the world does their best to mold you into a cookie-cutter version of everyone else, a great spouse is there to encourage you to simply be your best self. Kind, loving, authentic, and perfectly imperfect. A strong marriage rarely has two strong people at the same time. It is a husband and wife who take turns being strong for each other in the moments when the other feels weak. Now, all of us married couples, and there are no exceptions, know that from time to time disagreements may arise. How do you handle this? Here's some wisdom from, of all places, a greeting card. It says, "Every day I fall in love with you more and more." Well, not every day. Yesterday you were pretty annoying. The great comedian Jack Benny once said, "My wife Mary and I have been married for 47 years and not once have we had an argument serious enough to consider divorce. Murder, yes, but divorce, never." Debbie and I found that the best way for our marriage to work is to let me make the big decisions and her the small ones. This system, I'm noticing, there are usually no big decisions. And of course, all husbands know that the last word in an argument is what a wife has. Anything a husband says after that is the beginning of a new argument. Phyllis Diller reminds us, never go to bed mad. Stay up and fight. And we'll leave the last word on this matter to Ogden Nash. To keep your marriage brimming with love in the wedding cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. So here are a few final thoughts for you for a long and happy marriage. The greatest marriages are built on teamwork, mutual respect, a healthy dose of admiration, and a never-ending portion of love and grace. Couples who make it are simply the ones who decided early on that their commitment to each other was always going to be bigger than their differences and their flaws. Relationships last not because they were destined to last. Relationships last long because two people made a choice to keep it, fight for it, and work for it. Love is a partnership. Two unique people who bring out the very best in each other and who know that even though they are wonderful as individuals, they are even better together. Marriage, ultimately, is the practice of becoming passionate friends. So here's a motto for the bride and groom. We are a work in progress with a lifetime contract. I'll finish with this quote from an unknown author. A wise physician once said, "The best medicine for humans is love." Someone asked, "What if it doesn't work?" He smiled and answered, "Increase the dose." Oh. Are you ready? Let's go. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here this evening to join this man and this woman in matrimony, which is an honorable estate, not to be entered into unadvisedly or lightly, but reverently, discreetly, and respectfully. I require and charge you both that if either of you know any reason why you may not be lawfully joined together in matrimony, you now confess it. Alex, I understand that you would like to take a moment to honor your bride with a personal statement. You may proceed.
I had this laminated. At the end of our first date, I remember walking you back to your car and holding on to every second before I had to open your door and wish you good night. I remember candidly
Then I say that our unique humor is certainly our second language. I also promise to never become serious because the fact that a place in Thailand called Moving Palace exists is just too hilarious to not laugh at with you. I promise you that our life together will never be ordinary because we've had way too much fun being our own versions of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, mixed with a twist of Hunter S. Thompson. I promise to keep moving forward with you because we know that time doesn't stand still for anyone. I promise to be your home so that we are never bound by four walls, and no matter where we are in this world, we'll always feel like we have a place. Most importantly, Alex, I promise to grow old with you only in body, never in spirit, because I really don't think one lifetime with you is going to be enough. So while we're here, I promise you that together we're going to do it all, see it all, taste it all, laugh at it all, and live so much that one day we're going to look back at it and wonder if it was even real to begin with. I promise to keep living this dream with you, to love you as my husband, and to airplane along the way.
Brittney, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in the estate of matrimony? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, will you keep only unto him for as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Right hand. Alex, repeat after me. That's right. I, Alex, take you, Brittney, to be my lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Brittney, repeat after me. I, Brittney,
take you, Alex,
to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. May I have the bride's ring, please? Alex, place this on the third finger of Brittney's left hand. Alex, repeat after me. I give you this ring as a token and pledge of our constant faith and abiding love. With this ring I do wed. May I have the groom's ring, please? Place the ring on Alex. Third finger of his left hand. That's the one. Brittney, repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token and pledge
as a token and pledge
of our constant faith and abiding love.
of our constant faith and abiding love.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
Because Alex and Brittney have consented together to wedlock, and have witnessed the same before these witnesses in this company, and have given and pledged their loyalties one to the other, and have evidenced this by the giving and receiving of rings and by joining hands, by virtue of the authority vested in me under the laws of the great state of Florida, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get the party started, we have one more piece of business to conclude the wedding ceremony. In order to honor Jewish tradition, Alex will step on a glass, and I will ask you all to shout Mazel Tov when he does. Breaking the glass can remind the newlyweds that life holds sorrow as well as joy. Standing under their marriage canopy, bride and groom are at the pinnacle of happiness. Breaking the glass reminds them of their commitment to each other in hard times as well as good times. Additionally, for Alex and Brittney, breaking the glass symbolizes the breaking down of barriers between peoples of different faiths and cultures. You ready?
Oh, God.
Presenting for newest married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Spivak.
Funny how fast that goes when you're doing it in real time, you know?